Hey everyone, Brandon Satter here. How are you? So I went to my mailbox on Monday, and what did I find? One of those long, sort of pink or manila looking flyer things that tells you have a package, but it's at the post office. And the hours of the post office are in the middle of the day when I'm at the office, so I wasn't able to go until today. The whole time, I thought I was going down for one CD. I'm expecting two things from the same location, in this particular case, France. But when I got to the post office, I wasn't expecting this. Look at the size of this box full of CDs in here, and it's from, you know who, Bad Reputation Records. So I was very excited about this. Plus, at the time of filming this, it's a couple days right before my birthday, so just perfect timing to get this box of CDs. And I don't know if I posted it yet, but I just got another box from eBay with 8 in it. So I'm having a great time right now with all this music. But I want to do this unboxing right now because I know I requested some, and then Eric Kubard, he included some stuff. And I don't know what's in this, but I'm so excited to find out. There's one that I hope that's in here, and if it is, I'm gonna be over the moon. So let's go ahead and get into this. I wanna cut right in now. He always does a great job packing this thing up. I mean, look, it's like it can't get wet. Nothing's gonna get inside of this. So let's get into this. And don't mind my cat, his tail's walking right in front of the screen. If you haven't met my cat, his name is Noodle. And he loves to be around me whenever I'm doing anything, including getting into boxes like this. So of course, he will be first to explore this box once I get everything out of it. If you've got cats, you know what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm giving that over to my cat, let him have a look at that. Oh my God, there's gotta be like 10 CDs or so in this thing. Wow. Oh, super exciting, right? It's like Christmas. I know I say that every time, but I totally mean it. Oh my God, look at all this stuff. Whew, Jesus. Six, there's 12. Okay, all right, now I'm actually gonna hunt and see if the one that is in here or not. I'm cheating a little bit because I wanted to go through this a little differently, but I'm not. Oh my God. Okay, it is here, so I'm starting with this. What's also interesting and fun about this whole thing is that, one, I knew this box was coming, but I just didn't know when, nor did I really know what was in it. But I saw when I was preparing for the What Just Dropped episode, which I'm now going to be filming after this because I thought this CD might be in this box, and I saw that Bad Reputation Records had this release coming out. Silver Horses. Okay, this is called Perspectives. If you don't know who Silver Horses are, this has been, first of all, a CD that I've been trying to get for a super long time. Now, cool tying in here, we just had Black Sabbath play their final farewell show. And yes, that was the original lineup with Ozzy. Very cool, love all of that, except I also love the other eras of Black Sabbath. I like Tony Martin. This has the debut album featuring Tony Martin. But there's a second disc of bonus tracks in this, and we not only get Tony Martin doing a couple in there, I assume they've had other singers, or I don't know, but they've got ones with Stefan Bergman. He's from Company of Snakes and Snakes in Paradise. And then we've got, I never can get the guy's name totally pronounced right, but it's Jack Mealy, I think. Tigers of Pantang, the current vocalist, who I actually think is the best vocalist they have ever had. We also get Joe Ellis on here from Cats and Boots, and Kelly Keeling, I think is the right name, Baton Rouge. So it's like, holy crap, man. The singers, the people that are on this. But what it is, it's a reissue of the debut album with Tony Martin, and then we get a whole bunch of bonus tracks on this. I am super, super excited. So I think this original release, it says, was 2012. So I believe that's the debut album. And I love this cover too, by the way. It's new and or modified art because I saw the original, not very exciting at all. but this looks super cool. And I understand that this band has actually just finished its third album, or right in the process of it. And the current singer is the guy from Tigers of Pantang. So I'm really excited about that release too. But this one here, I've never been able to track down. They're supposed to sound like a cross between Whitesnake, Bad Company, very 70s classic rock feel with Tony Martin singing. How cool is that? All right, so I got a whole bunch of other stuff, and I may or may not know stuff about all of this. Now, this is a band that I've seen albums from, but never picked anything up. We're getting a 2-on-1 classic reissue here from Duke Jupiter. And so, if I can read the names of this, Sweet Cheeks and Taste the Night. So I'm not exactly sure what this is going to sound like, but like I said, I know I've seen the albums, and I love classic, hard to find things. I'll find it on vinyl, then I can't find it on CD. So when I saw this was happening here, and I talked with Eric, I said, yeah, man, throw that in. So this is 1978 and 79. Should be some good classic rock sounding stuff. And here's one I hadn't been able to get myself. I have one release by this band, and I believe this might be the debut. I could be wrong. This is China, and the album itself is Sign in the Sky, but it's also got live and bonus tracks. So this thing here has a 2 CD set on it. We get the original album plus bonus tracks, and we get this live disc in here with some bonus tracks on it. So I love how Bad Reputation does that. I got to give a lot of props to the record label like Rock Candy Records, Wounded Bird, and some of these other ones, but like Wounded Bird never does bonus tracks. Rock Candy Records throws the occasional bonus tracks on. But one of the big differences that I see with Bad Reputation Records is they are constantly throwing in second discs of unreleased stuff. I love the whole second album was made but never released, and Bad Reputation releases it. So stuff like that. This one is a live album on here, but China, this is some great melodic hard rock. Now let's see. Okay, good. So this is a band called Mariah, and they are a 70s rock band. I'm seeing if the year is on the backside of this, but I'm not. Now, let me see why I was interested in this. We have Frank Sullivan on lead guitar. So Frankie Sullivan of Survivor on here, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that was the reason when I found that out, I was like, I've got to get this. So I'm super excited about that. People are on the backside, so it did say, it could be very, very early 80s, but I think this is like 70s. And I'm not seeing a year on this, but Frank Sullivan on lead guitar and vocal, it says. So gonna check that out. Never knew anything about that. I think this was just one that I requested because it sounded like or looked like they were gonna be totally cool. And I call it the glam rock scene, but they might just be good straight ahead, biker hard rock, not sure, but it's in that vein. It's a 1989 album from a group that's called Geared and Primed, and this is Royal Court of China. Geared and Primed, Royal Court of China. And again, we got some bonus tracks on this, but you just look at that album cover. That was one of those things that's like sometimes, back in the day, you could look at an album cover and you just knew. Today, it's a little bit harder. I don't really like the way, and that kind of started in the 90s where the art really didn't match up with the style of music. Some of the stuff was tongue-in-cheek, some of the stuff was campy. I don't know. It just didn't look like the type of music that you played. 70s era albums and through the 80s, very early 90s, the glam rock, the heavy metal, melodic hard rock, all that stuff was that way. And this looks like that, so I haven't heard anything, but I am excited to check that out. All right, so these next two, very cool because I don't have either of these, and I got into Glider when he included, Eric, the owner of the company, sent me I believe it's the debut album, and I just fell in love with it. And I managed to get one other album, but I don't have these two. So this works out perfect, finishing off my collection of this band. They sound great. The debut especially sounds like a sort of tribute to or in the style of Thin Lizzy. They're an Irish rock band anyway, so you would expect that they would have some of that. They veer a little bit away from it as each album goes, really developing their own sound. But if you like Thin Lizzy, definitely check out the debut. But I actually think all their albums are very good. So that was a very cool thing to get in there. Um, let's see if I pronounce this right. Coochis, I think is how that is said. And again, just one of those things where the band looks super cool. I think I might have sampled one song just to know. This is 1979. And again, you just look at that and you're like, okay, that band rocks, right? And if you flipped over the album cover and you saw these guys on the back, you know, right? So that's what a lot of this stuff is. I'm super stoked for it. Certainly, as always, tune in for New Music Finds episodes that I do every Wednesday, where I'm going to talk more about these artists. Haven't been able to give them a good listen. All right, now I can't totally remember who's part of this. A group called Skyhooks. And when I looked up and I found out, I think my mind was blown. And I'm going to cut into this one. If you want to hang on for 1 second while I open this with you guys, I want to be able to tell you because this was a very cool thing. So let's see. First of all, there's the guys on the backside. As I said, you know, these kind of things you could just tell. So let's see. Who do we got? Need the glasses. It's one of those. All right. We've got Francis. Nope. These are okay. So that's additional. Let's see if I can find where it says the name, because I know there's somebody in here too that I was really surprised, and I might have to like tell you guys after the fact on this, because I'm not recognizing the name, and or if I'm not recognizing it, maybe because the name that is here, you know, is something else. But there's a person that was in here that I said, oh wow, I need that album. All right, if I figure it out before this thing goes uploaded, I will write it in there just so you know who it was that I was thinking of as far as this release is concerned. But either way, again, very excited about that. Man, I still got 5 more to show you guys. All right, so here's this one. I'm not familiar with this one. This might be something that Eric threw in for me to give a test to. A group called Wrecking Crew, and this is Fun in the Doghouse. So it says 2019, might be one of the new bands that he has signed. I'm going to give this a listen and check that out. All right, so this one was cool. I found this one on there and wasn't expecting this, but World War III, right? And let me put on my glasses because the names are here if I can actually read these off. We've got, all right, can I read them? Man, I'll tell you what, these things get smaller and smaller in time. But this was cool. So this is a different band. This is not the World War III band. If you know, oh goodness, what's his name? The band had Tracy G on guitar, and I forget who the vocalist was, Mandy Lyon. This is a different version, or not version, but band than that. Because I don't recognize any of the names on here. But this is 1995, and so I'm definitely looking forward to checking this out. This is World War III. But I'll let you know about that. I know this one was thrown in. This one is cool, man. Excited about this. So another one that Eric had shared with me, and I recognized it immediately having seen it all the time. It was a Jack Green solo album, and I think it was his debut, and I have since gotten 3 more albums from him. And I saw this one that they were selling. This is a newer one. So it's Jack Green. This is new. The Party at the End of the World, and it's got a 2020 date, so newer, but not the stuff. I think the debut album might be like 1980 or 81, something like that. So I wanted to hear what he sounds like today, but I really liked those original albums the guy played with Pretty Things. I think he might have spent a little bit of time. I'm going to get this wrong. I was going to say Thin Lizzy, but I know there's some connection in there. Oh, and it's not Thin Lizzy. I think it's T-Rex. Sorry. Played with T-Rex, played with Pretty Things, may have had his hand in some other stuff. And that wasn't the reason that I was interested in him. It was, again, because I kept seeing his album. And when I say album, I really mean the vinyl copy of these things in the stores. And I was just like, who's this guy? And pretty much, for me, I like anything that came out from about 1969 all the way up through 1991, 92, guaranteed, as long as it's not like pop or hip hop or something of that nature. But pretty much any of the genres of music that came out in that time that were of the rock, hard rock, metal, melodic rock, glam metal, all of those different rock scenes, the alternative rock, I really like it. So I always keep my eyes on those things, and if stuff turns up a lot, I'm sort of like, well, I better take note of this. Okay, and another band that I had gotten into, and I think this is the last release that I didn't have from this band, and it was something that he sent that he started me on, Ganafowl. So French band, sounds like AC/DC. This one here is called Saturday Night, and it's got two albums or an album and an EP on. Oh, it's got live. So again, another one that's bonus. There's the album that we're talking about. And then it's got this live, looks like an EP plus a couple bonus tracks on it. So man, another one that's got some extra stuff thrown in on it. And if you haven't checked out this band, I'm telling you, they rock. It's so good. It just blew my mind that I had never heard of that artist. And I think this is another one he was looking for me to check out. A group called King Baby. And if we flip this over and we look at the guys on the back, they look like they're gonna rock. They look like they come from the 80s, even if this stuff was recorded later. They have that presence about them. And it says copyright 2005, if I'm reading it right. See, yep, 2005. So I don't know if this is a 2005 album or not, but again, you just know sometimes. So, wow, man, I really can't believe that he sent 12 things this time for me. I am gonna have my hands full going through all of this. And I can't wait to really dive into it and let you guys know more about it. But as always, head over to the Bad Reputation Records website. It's very cool. It's easy to work through. There's like 6-7 pages worth of stuff. And I actually suggest skim it all. See what jumps out on you. Click on it. There's descriptions of this stuff. You can read more about it. I always go to Wikipedia, and then I pull out my phone and I sample a couple songs, to really know about this stuff. But I gotta say, this one here came out on the day that it was filming, which was July 18th. I don't know what day you're watching this. This is available everywhere. So go check this out, featuring Tony Martin of Black Sabbath singing for this band. I think they're an Italian hard rock band, but either way, some very cool stuff. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed kind of living vicariously through me, opening all that up and going through it. And you can see I've got a smile ear to ear. When I get new music, man, it just is such a great feeling, and I love it. I don't know where I'm putting it, but I love it. All right, everyone. Take care. Have a good one. And thank you to Bad Reputation Records and Eric Kubart. I really do appreciate all the stuff that you share with me. And hopefully all that we are sharing out here with you guys watching, you get to learn and find some new stuff as well. Okay, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.